Hi guys, this is Ria from Let's OTT, and we are your foremost OTT aggregators. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome today with us Gaurav Chatterjee, who is an up and coming budding music composer. In case you're unfamiliar with his work, you might have seen a little film trending on Netflix these days. It's called Gimme with Sunny, और उसका एक गाना है Hook करके, Hook Hook, जो काफी YouTube पे काफी धूम मचा रहा है. So, hi Gaurav, how are you?
Hi. So glad to be here.
And happy Pujo to you.
Thank you. Wish you the same. A very
Yeah,
happy Navratri and Durga Puja to you as well.
yeah. So I'd love to know from you, how did Who come about? Like, what was the brief given? What happened
Uh,
then?
Hook is an old song. I had composed it in 2016 with my
Oh,
writer. Yeah. So it was a Sufi song. So we were jamming and it just happened and we were very happy with it. We thought it'll be in a film someday. And then 2019 is when I met Puneet Khanna, the director of Gay Vet Sunny. And I
right.
was playing him my songs. So, and he had given me his brief. He wanted a bittersweet song.
Hmm.
The brief was not very clear because it's not a clear cut sad song, clear cut happy song. At the same time, there's an angle of wedding. So, but when he heard it, he really felt connected to it, and he felt that this would be very right in the space of the film. This is what
Right.
pretty much what the film is about.
Right.
We liked the hook, the melody, the writing, everything about it.
Hmm.
And then from there, the journey took off for the song. We
Hmm.
added a folk part, then we had the second verse, then
Hmm.
we had a sad part. So it was a very challenging song, but
Yeah.
then in the end, I think it's turned out pretty well, and we are very happy with it, the way
Hmm.
it's come out.
Yeah. Very rightly said, it's a very challenging song to put together because, as you mentioned, you started it off when it was originally composed, it was a Sufi number.
Right.
And it's essentially, I mean, in the film, if you watched it, or if you watched the film, great. If you haven't, check it out. But in the film, it's a very mix of emotional and dance number. So, like, what was the brief given to you? Like, were you already given information on the story, or like, how did you kind of put it all together?
So I would say it happened simultaneously. It wasn't as if a proper algorithm to it that this
Hmm.
was the brief and the song came about.
Hmm.
There was the song which was just the mukra. This was only Phuk Phuk Ke Pina Rishta Pani. And there was the brief which he started off by saying that when I got the brief, it felt like a normal story. The girl, she wants to marry the guy, but then they have a fallout and then it's on ego.
Hmm.
But I didn't know that it would be so relevant to the film. Now, when I
Hmm.
see the film and when he narrated it, it wasn't so much in detail,
Yeah.
but I think it was meant to happen that this song had to get into a film like this.
Hmm.
So if I remember clearly, my director told me that it has to be a song. The song has to be a journey because this is the turning point in the film. It
Right.
has to
Yeah.
start off as a very happy, peppy song,
Hmm.
which it is. It has to progress, and as the song progresses, the girl, like Yami Gautam, should realize that eventually, although she's celebrating from outside, but अंदर ही अंदर वो टूट रही है. She's
Hmm.
kind of breaking down from within.
Yeah.
And this was the most challenging thing because he said that this song should capture this journey of Yami Gautam, of
Hmm.
being egoistic, being challenging Vikrant, being happy, dancing at his wedding or Sangeet, and to the point of finally giving in and
Hmm.
saying, "No, I think I cannot lose him."
Hmm.
So this entire journey had to be captured in the song. So
Right.
that was pretty much in our mind when we were working on it, and I think it turned out like that.
Hmm.
It was like,
Most of the music of the film has been done by another composer, and you have
right,
composed one song in the film.
right.
Does that make you, not in context of Ginny Wet Sunny specifically, but even in the future, does that make you a little nervous that मेरा एक गाना है, किसी और के और गाने हैं, या आजकल ये भी कल्चर है कि हर गाना कोई different composer करता है. So how do composers be like, oh, I'm going to make this something unique, I'm going to make this something that people are going to remember?
Like for Gimme Vectari, I would say the biggest result is that if you watch the film, the music is there throughout. The music that has been used is the music of Pook Pook.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da. So
Yeah,
that
that's
itself tells me that maybe the song has connected with the makers to
right.
such an extent that they have used it in the background score throughout. I
Hmm.
think about 70% of the film's background music is Pook Pook Ke Bina Rishta Pani.
Right.
So that is how much I would say the song is connected with the film. As far as multiple composers is concerned, it's a very competitive and tough industry. There's a lot of talent around. Everybody's talented.
Hmm.
And of course, the composers who have done 3 songs, they have a very strong advantage over me because they have been there for a very long time.
Yeah.
They've also delivered hits and successful songs in the last 2 years. So they definitely have an advantage.
Hmm.
In that context, if I say that my one song has been able to go through this tough competition and also find such a significant place in the film that it plays throughout as a background, I feel it's a very good and very positive start for me.
Right.
Obviously, if I'm pitching and if I'm working on a film, I would want as many songs of mine to go.
Yeah.
But that is something not in your hand because there is actually so much talent that maybe what you think is your best, there might be somebody else is better than that.
Right.
And you have to accept that and kind of take that as a learning so that in the next project you can better that.
Right.
That's how I would look at it.
These days songs have a shelf life on their own. पहले होता था कि film music specifically, songs used to have a shelf life as per whether the film did well or not. This is of course decades ago, but now you put the songs on YouTube and they pick up on their own whether or not people watch the film. But it's really advantageous that Ginny with Sunny happens to be a hit film. It's a hit on OTT, and of course it is trending on #1 on Netflix. So do you think you as a composer have an advantage when something like that happens, in terms of getting the recognition that you deserve?
See, there are two ways how music is approached these days. Like my modest learning, what I have. One is a very where you handpick a song. You handpick a song. This is catchy, and you put it in the film. In that case, it's not really important whether that song fits into the film's narrative or not.
Yeah.
It's a good song. People will pick up.
Yeah.
And there is the other kind where there is a brief. There is a tailor-made. It's tailor-made for the film.
Yeah.
Which I think who falls in that category. So in this zone, if I think about that logic, I would say it's very beneficial that the film is trending and people are watching the film because more they watch, more they'll connect with the song, more will connect with the film. So if I keep that in mind, I think it's a very good thing that the film is trending and film is doing well because that will improve the reach of Cook. And me being a newcomer, people will not expect that he kaisa gana hoga.
Right.
Who is Gaurav Chatterjee? You would want to hear Gaurav Chatterjee. But if they watch the film, if it appeals to them, then automatically it starts getting into the system.
Right.
So it's these kind of songs, when you have such kind of songs, good songs or which have been made for the film, in that case, it's very important that the film does well or people watch the film because then that's how they will connect with the song.
These days, composers get to even compose original music, score, and songs for TV shows. That happens all the time. Shows, web shows, and TV shows.
Right.
And OTT, of course, has really boomed and opened up avenues for everybody. Are you looking forward to doing more work on OTT, whether it's film or shows?
Definitely. The best thing about OTT was what I was like discussing with a friend of mine that Ginny Wet Sunny was meant to be theatrical.
Yeah.
But since it's OTT, it's got a very good global reach. Like my friends in the States, in Dubai, everywhere, they have watched the film and they have commented on it. So that is a very good thing about OTT. So I would really looking forward to doing a lot of work on OTT.
Right.
And film work. Actually, I am working on one horror comedy, OTT horror comedy. It's a film by Z. It's called Afatesh.
Oh,
I'm
interesting.
doing 4 songs and I'm doing the score for that. So
Okay.
I'm already quite excited about it.
I know you can't give me too much information on Afatesh, but what is the zone that you're getting into for a horror comedy ka music?
How do I put it? It's not a templatized format.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Unfortunately, the reference point we have, or not unfortunately, the reference point we have is 3 because that was the last big horror comedy and that had very eclectic music. So
Right.
yeah, so I
So
mean,
this is very different from Stree. Like I can't reveal much, but when it comes out, the musical canvas is quite
Yeah.
large when you hear it, and the score is also a lot of fun because I am getting when you're working on romantic comedies or when you're working on such kind of topics, there is only the melody space that you play it with. But when in a film like this, you have opportunity to create your own soundscape.
yeah,
For example, when Jurassic Park was made, the sound of a dinosaur was not defined. They created it. Sound of a whale, sound of different synthesized it.
right.
So there is scope for doing such experimentation in this kind of film because nothing is a defined sound. You can define the sound. So I'm kind of looking forward to the score and the song because it will be a very different soundscape from what I have done and hopefully what people will hear. So
Yeah,
that's it.
and I'd like to take this opportunity to tell everyone who's watching this video that Guys, pay attention to the score. It's a very underrated part of Indian films, at least. I mean, when we watch Hollywood films, a lot of we listen to some of the best composers. We listen to Hans Zimmer. We remember their names, but a lot of people don't pay attention to the people who are doing the score, and it's not always the guy who's doing the song. So just pay attention to score. It's important, especially in genre-based films like a horror comedy even a romantic comedy like Ginny West. Gaurav, you gave the music for Jai Mummy Di earlier this year, where one of the songs with Mika, like skyrocketed like anything. I'd love to know from you, and of course, the music of the film was very much appreciated, even though it was a small film. Mika has a very distinct and powerful voice, and not every composer is able to harness his voice. So how do you like how did that song come about?
Uh, when I made the song, when I pitched it to Navjot, and
Yeah.
when it got through, I had two singers in mind, like either a Vishal Dadlani kind of a voice or a Mika kind of voice.
Oh.
And we agreed on Mika because there is a certain quirk which Mika brings to the table, which very few singers can do.
Yeah.
And the beauty about working with Mika is that you don't have to tell him much because he is so
You just go
gifted.
for it. Yeah.
We've only heard the kind of Salman Khan based kind of songs, but that man is so talented. He has he's performed with Ghulam Ali. He has
Yeah.
that much of classical
Yeah.
knowledge.
Classical training. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is his brilliance, that he just hears the song. And the funny thing, the story about it is that we were waiting for him for 45 to 50 minutes when he's going to come. Love Ranjan sir, all of us were waiting.
Hmm.
He came, he heard the song thrice, he recorded it in 17 minutes, and there's
Wow.
nothing we would tell him because it was so right.
But
And he left. And so that's why the song was in the, because the trailer was supposed to release 2 days back, and the song was then the trailer.
Hmm.
So we were all waiting, and then that's how the song came about, and then straight went into the trailer.
Right.
Yeah.
So when it comes to you started with Jai Mummy Di, which was earlier this year. Now it's Ginny Wet Sunny, which is one song. Now you're doing Afatesh, which is coming up. Is there any thought process behind how the scripts are coming to you, or how you're choosing the films to do, or it's just like let's take it as it comes?
At the moment, let's take it. I want to do original music. That is for certain. That I am not very keen on going the remix path because
Hmm.
I have a fundamental issue with that. So anything original, any genre, I'm open to that. Any
Hmm.
original composition, that's a brilliant opportunity. So yeah, that's how
Uh,
I'm coming along with that.
every composer here, I mean, and everywhere has some musical influence, has some people who they kind of look up to, or not emulate, but always, that element of their style always kind of seeps into their music. Do you have a guru or somebody in your head who you kind of like to channel
Yeah,
in your
absolutely. In today's time, I think A.R. Rahman, he has to be there in probably every
universal
composer.
favorite?
Yeah, A.R. Rahman, Ilayaraja. Ilayaraja is also a brilliant composer, brilliant melodies. A.R. Rahman has his own style, unique style, production, every aspect of it.
Yeah,
And also, if I look at yesterday's composers, S.D. Burman, Madan Mohan, R.D. Burman, they're all very, very brilliant in their compositions and their work. So that constantly plays around that. At least,
right,
if I can even at least reach 1/4 or 1/10 of what they have done, I'll be doing justice to music, if I look at it that way. So,
right,
and Coldplay, internationally, I really like their music.
right.
Coldplay, Queen.
Yeah.
So these are the people who I really look up to and kind of keep listening to their music.
Great. Are you also, because the indie music scene in India is like really cropped up in the last 5, 8 years? Are you also part of that? Do you go to concerts, or do you listen to bands, or are you doing independent music in that sense, gigs?
I'm not much into independent music at the moment. I have
Hmm.
compositions. At the moment I'm concentrating on
Hmm.
songs for films, songs for web, songs for shows.
Hmm.
That is what pretty much is there at the moment. But I have not ruled out because I have a few compositions which I know which will not get into Bollywood because they
Right.
are very different.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at independent music for that, but probably not now. Maybe 6 months, 8 months from now, when I kind
Hmm.
of collaborate with great singers, great musicians
Hmm.
for the independent space specifically.
Right.
So that's there in the back of my mind, but not immediately.
Okay. Fingers crossed. Um, Has the lockdown changed the way, I mean, not the composing part, because that's a very kind of isolated process. I'm sure you're kind of sitting with your keyboard or your guitar at home and you're writing. But when it comes to actual recording or meeting with filmmakers, pitching your songs, has that changed post lockdown? Has that changed during lockdown? Are you feeling the crunch for
Yeah, you mentioned it rightly. Composing part is brilliant because it gives you solitude, it gives you loneliness to compose. But you miss out on working with great artists. Like that
that?
is another thing about this profession. Like you're not meeting directors, you're not
Hmm.
meeting singers. A lot of films that I was supposed to get the brief for that, which was supposed to
Hmm.
go, so they have gotten pushed. So
Hmm.
that has not happened. So it's kind of a limbo at the moment. So waiting for things to go back to normal so that I can go back to go out meeting people, directors, listening to scripts, listening to situations. So that has definitely been affected by the lockdown because you're
Yeah.
not seeing people. I think if I remember last year, it was during August, September, August is when my song was locked. Phuket got locked for Ginny
Right.
and Sunny, and
Hmm.
it takes about 8 months to a year from
Yeah.
we get shot, the post happens, and everything happens.
Hmm.
So that process itself has gotten delayed this year. So
Yeah.
movies that were supposed to come out next year, they have not gone on floor. They've not that work has not started. So everything
Right.
is delayed. So that's definitely been a sore area
Yeah.
about the lockdown. Yeah.
Well,
Um,
hopefully now that the restrictions have lifted and dheere dheere, the industry is also kind of getting back to normal or new normal, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully everybody gets back on track in terms of work. Gaurav, I'd like to request you to have a little instrument behind you. If you could just play a little something for us, that would be wonderful.
sure thing. I'd love to. What should I play? Poop?
Yeah, of course, that would be lovely.
Thank you.
That was amazing. You're an
Thank you. Thank you.
extraordinary player and a lovely musician. And it's been such a pleasure chatting with you today. And I really, really look forward to hearing a lot more
Um,
songs from you, a lot more score from you. Um, yeah, I really look forward to that. And hopefully we can chat again soon. And thank you for joining us.
Great.
Guys, please go and watch Gimme Wet Sunny. It's trending on number one on Netflix right now. I don't really need to pitch the film to you, but just go and watch it. It's a really funny and sweet and heartbreaking romantic comedy, and it stars Gami Gautam and Vikrant Masi, and of course, it has a song by Gaurav, which is also you can watch it on YouTube. And yeah, and this is me, Ria, signing off. Bye, guys. Thank you.